Ladies and gentlemen, digital investors, welcome back to another video. We have a lot of things to go over today, from Bitcoin to Brazil CBDCs. We have some different types of Ripple news. Their Q3 market reports came out. They're buying XRP, they're selling XRP. We have a lot of good stuff. If you're a frequent viewer and you want to support the show, all you have to do is drop a like, and that helps immensely with the YouTube algorithm picking this up and pushing it to more people. Our goal is 10,000 subscribers by the end of next week, so let's see if we can make that happen. And with that said, we are going to jump into it. First up is US government is now top Bitcoin whale. What could happen next? So following the news that the DOJ has forfeited $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, market players are now discussing possible scenarios of what could happen next. So per the DOJ, the Bitcoin was seized by law enforcement on November 3rd following an investigation that included tracking down crypto transactions. The seizure represents the largest seizure of cryptocurrency in the history of the DOJ, they said. The U.S. government now controls the 5th richest BTC address and the 3rd richest if we exclude addresses controlled by crypto exchanges. So that's quite two big addresses, guys, right? That's quite a bit of crypto. Here is that 5th largest address that they hold, which we can see is 69,000 BTC. Furthermore, the court documents show that the law enforcement seized more than 69,370 Bitcoin, as well as similar amounts of Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, and Bitcoin SV. Meanwhile, many presume that the seized Bitcoin, if it gets under full control of the U.S. government, will be auctioned off. Others, however, find that whether the government decides to hodl, dump, or burn the stash, every option is good for Bitcoin. I mean, either way, the Bitcoin's there, right? Whether they want to sell it or buy it, who cares? It's Bitcoin. Bitcoin is scarce. There's demand for it. If they decide to dump these on the market, I'm sure they're going to be bought up over time. I'm sure a company like Grayscale or MicroStrategy or any of these other huge companies would buy it up, which is what we'll actually talk about next. We'll actually talk about the 7 public companies with the biggest Bitcoin portfolio. So if you think about it, 69,000 Bitcoin being dumped on the market. I mean, yeah, it is a lot of Bitcoin. It's the 5th largest address, but we have huge companies accumulating who would love to own another 69,000 Bitcoin. And what they have basically mostly done in the past is they usually auction this stuff off. But, I think, it would be interesting to see if they hodl it this time, right? Especially if they have any inclination as to where Bitcoin is going. I think hodling would probably be the best option. With that said, let's jump into this. The 7 public companies with the biggest Bitcoin portfolios. A growing number of institutional investors are piling into Bitcoin. We take a look at some of the biggest public companies that hold Bitcoin. In the last few months, reports that major institutional investors are scooping up Bitcoin in droves have added fire to what can now be considered the biggest crypto bull run since 2017. Several major firms have collectively purchased hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, while retail interest in Bitcoin has also skyrocketed, sending Bitcoin to its highest value since January of 2018. As Bitcoin continues its meteoric growth, we take a look at the companies who are stockpiling the cryptocurrency both on behalf of investors, as funds, and as a reserve asset. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to read off these 7 companies, and I basically went through and highlighted what is their total assets under management, so we can know the company, how much Bitcoin they're holding, and any other important things. So first one is Grayscale. Grayscale allows accredited investors to gain exposure to Bitcoin and a variety of other digital assets through several trusts and funds without needing to hold or manage these assets directly, and their total assets under management as of right now is $7.6 billion worth of various cryptocurrencies. As you can see, they hold different trusts. So you have a Bitcoin trust, Bitcoin Cash trust, Ethereum trust, all these different trusts, which is basically a way to get exposure to these different types of cryptocurrencies that Grayscale allows you to through them. The next up is CoinShares. CoinShares is the first firm to launch a regulated Bitcoin hedge fund and exchange-traded Bitcoin product. Nowadays, CoinShares offers 2 exchange-traded Bitcoin products, Bitcoin Tracker 1 and Bitcoin Tracker Euro, both of which can be traded on XBT provider AB. As of November 2020, CoinShares assets under management included well over $1 billion worth of crypto assets, including 69,730 Bitcoin. Next up is MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy, a prominent business analytics platform, has adopted Bitcoin as its primary reserve asset. It purchased a total of $425 million worth of Bitcoin and now holds at least 38,250 Bitcoins in reserves. Unlike Unlike other CEOs who typically shy away from discussing their personal investments, the MicroStrategy CEO, Michael Saylor, has made it public that he personally holds a total of 17,732 Bitcoin, currently worth over 270 million, and he disclosed this over a tweet. Next up, you have Galaxy Digital Holdings, which was founded by Michael Novogratz. It's a crypto-focused merchant bank. Galaxy Digital Holdings holds 16,651 Bitcoin, according to BitcoinTreasuries.org, and it's worth just over 257 million at current prices. Then you have 3iQ, a Canadian crypto asset portfolio manager. 3iQ holds 8,295 Bitcoin, worth just over 128 million, also according to BitcoinTreasuries.org. ETC Group Bitcoin ETP, London-based ETC Group has accumulated 5,215 Bitcoin, worth just over 80 million in assets under management as part of its ETP. The product, which boasts of being Europe's first centrally cleared exchange-listed Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic, was listed on Deutsche Börse's Extra in June 2020. And then you have Square, the firm which is founded and managed by Twitter's Jack Dorsey, recently completed a $50 million investment into the cryptocurrency, representing 1% of the company's assets, and that puts Square holding a total of 4,709 Bitcoin. And that is the 7 top companies who own Bitcoin. The 7 public companies that own the biggest Bitcoin portfolios. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys think these companies are going to be slowing down with their Bitcoin purchases and it'll basically die out, be a failed, flopped investment? They'll be the laughing stock of US-based companies who decided to buy Bitcoin? Or do you think that their investments are going to pay off heavily and more companies will continue to join them? You guys know where I stand. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. We also have, as Bitcoin surges, Google searches suggest little FOMO among retail investors. The top crypto, Bitcoin, has chalked up a nearly 50% gain in the past 4 weeks to trade as high as $15,971 earlier on Friday. Some observers say the rally is now being driven by retail greed and fear of missing out. However, Google data suggests otherwise. Google Trends is currently returning a value of 10 for the worldwide search query Bitcoin price. That's significantly lower than the value of 93 observed in early December 2017 following Bitcoin's record break above 15,000. The current reading is also lower than the peak of 19 observed in the second week of May when Bitcoin underwent its third mining reward halving. So that's really interesting, guys, because we're at a higher price now, yet we are lower in terms of people searching up Bitcoin. So isn't that pretty weird? Now they say Google's data suggests retail investors are showing calm over Bitcoin's recent rally, and the market is far from being in a state of bull frenzy. So think about that, guys. Even with Bitcoin reaching levels of 15,900, almost $16,000, very, very close to its old all-time high, the market is showing absolutely no signs of being in a bubble, a bull frenzy, of topping out, nothing. In fact, it's showing we have plenty of upside more that we could go. We're at a 10 on Google Trends. We're asked to during our previous all-time high, before we made our massive multi-year bear market. We were at a 93. We're at a 10 right now. We're basically almost at $20,000, or we're $4 or $5 grand away from $20,000 at this point, and we're at a 10. And here is that a screen grab of that chart right now. So this right here is the Google Trends for the search term Bitcoin price. And as we can see, this right here was back in 2017 when we went all the way up to 93. This chart right here, if you look at the bar, it's going all the way up to 100. So we pretty much maxed out this graph. And as you can see, as of today, we're at a 10. We're at some of the lowest points we've ever been, yet we are at some of the highest prices we've ever been, right? Not the highest price, but this is some of the highest prices that Bitcoin has ever traded in. And we have companies, right? We've listed those 7 public companies that are buying up Bitcoin in mass. We know more companies are going to follow them. We know companies like MicroStrategy have also said they will continue to pour excess capital that they have into Bitcoin. We know Grayscale has no plans on slowing down. Now the government is one of the largest holders. All of this, it's going to mean higher prices for cryptocurrency, guys. It's really that simple. We are seeing the demand come in. we are not only seeing the demand come in, but we are seeing cryptocurrencies rise in value, right? We've seen Bitcoin rise in value. We are starting to see the beginning of altcoins also seemingly to take their turn now. Ethereum is up. We'll look at some coin prices, but Ethereum is up. Some alts are slowly following, and I think they're going to continue to basically catch up with Bitcoin over the course of the next months, right? Obviously, it could happen a lot faster. Sometimes this market gets, some FOMO driven into it, right? We get a little overextended, but over the course of the next months, I think these altcoins are really going to pick up speed and catch up to Bitcoin. Now, if you are also under the impression that these cryptocurrencies are going to increase in value, then you may want to heavily consider protecting that, right? If you hold, let's say, $100 to $1,000 worth of cryptocurrencies right now, and you're projecting that at some point in the future, this could be worth 5,000, 10,000, or a lot more money, right? So I know some of you guys are expecting to pull six figures out of this market. I know some of you guys have goals of becoming millionaires in this market. So make sure you're treating your crypto as such and store it properly, right? Get it off exchanges. Someone who works at Ledger actually reached out to me. He said that he liked the content that we put out here on the Digital Investor channel, and he asked if I would be open to showing you guys Ledger, and I said I would. So there is a link in the description of this video. Ledger was kind enough to give it to me. If you purchase a Ledger through that link, it helps support the channel. And right now you can get a Ledger Nano X, a Ledger Nano S. You can also get a different color. This is pretty cool. The transparent, I think, is really awesome. I have the standard. If you guys are wondering what I have the Ledger Nano S and I have the Ledger Nano X. I have never had a problem with either. They always start right up every time. I've never really had a headache. The setup to set them up was very simple. Again, I wish I could have got the transparent, but when I ordered this, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, they only had the black, but the black is great. But yeah, I think you should have two just in case, just one for backup. That's why I bought two. I originally had an S, I then got an X. But if you have more than $500 invested in crypto, I would recommend at least just getting one and probably get the Ledger Nano S just because it's $60. You can get your coins off the exchanges, right? We're seeing what's happening with exchanges. You saw what happened with KuCoin. We saw what happened with a couple of other exchanges, I think OKEx. And over the course of this bull market, unfortunately, we're going to see more cryptocurrency exchanges that happens to. It's just something that happens. Even back in the 2017 bull run, there were exchanges that were hacked and people lost a lot of their crypto. So make sure you grab yourself a Ledger. Again, the link is in the description. It does help support the channel. And with that said, let's move on to Ripple sharpening focus on dynamic payments across Europe and Southeast Asia, expanding XRP investment and development arm. Ripple's slew of open job positions hints at the San Fran startup's interest in expanding its business in Europe and Southeast Asia. The company is currently advertising an open position for the managing director for RippleNet Europe. They say Ripple is sharpening its focus on the dynamic payments landscape across Europe. We're looking for an executive reporting directly to the GM of RippleNet to help lead efforts in the region and support our fast-growing team in London. The company hopes whoever fills the position will help generate a pipeline of the fastest growing customers in the region, as well as work with governments in the region. Ripple is advertising for an identical position based in Singapore to lead its Southeast Asian efforts. Ripple is also looking for a sales director who will handle the direct sale of Ripple products and services to financial institutions, specifically with a focus on selling to banks. Additionally, the company is looking to fill 4 open positions at RippleX, its recently rebranded XRP investment and development arm. Those positions include a product manager, a technical partner and program manager, and a director of engineering and a director of developer relations. Again, Ripple continuing to move forward, continuing to make progress, and continuing to make new hires. Always good things that you want to see, especially the progress, right? We also have some other stuff about Ripple. This goes over how Ripple is pretty much buying XRP, almost becoming like a market maker. But if you guys are enjoying the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe and hit the bell button so you're notified every day when I upload. If you like cryptocurrency videos, I make a video like this daily covering Bitcoin, altcoins, and everything going on in the crypto space. If you guys could also drop this video a like for me, that would be greatly appreciated. Liking the video helps push it through the YouTube algorithm a ton. It really does help to just get a lot more people viewing the videos, getting on the channel, subscribing, everything like that. Like I told you guys in the beginning of the video, I'm trying to go for 10,000 subscribers by the end of next week, and I really think we can do it. You guys have been awesome with all your support, so thank you. Our prices for today, we have Bitcoin at $15,475, Ethereum at $440, Chainlink sitting at $11, Polkadot at $4, Cardano at 10 cents, EOS at $2.50, Monero at $1.17, Stellar at 8 cents, Tezos at $2, and we have VeChain at 1.1 cents, Theta at 67 cents. Your fear and greed index for today completely popped off. We jumped 18 points, yesterday being at 72 to now today being at extreme greed in 90, which is fine, right? We can push into these areas fine, but we do know that once we stay in these areas a little bit too long, the greed's going to die down a little bit, and usually that's going to come with Bitcoin price pulling back. So we have, for the first day today, entered extreme greed. Doesn't mean we're going to start pulling back now. Doesn't mean we're going to start pulling back tomorrow, right? We can stay in extreme greed for weeks. We can stay in it for months even. But we have entered the first day of getting, remember, we were all in that fear, and we've came up, we went into neutral, we went into greed, and now for the first time today, we are at 90 at extreme greed. So keep that on your radar. And Ripple releases Q3 market reports revealing effort to fuel XRP remittance project. Ripple has purchased tens of millions of dollars worth of XRP in the past 3 months to fuel its cross-border payments product ODL. In total, Ripple purchased $45.55 million worth of XRP in Q3, compared to zero in Q2. The San Fran startup purchased XRP to support markets as well as its new line of credit service, according to the company's Q3 2020 report. They say this is a near-term product solution for the line of credit beta. Long-term, Ripple is building new ODL capabilities to dynamically source XRP liquidity from the open market and not just Ripple. The line of credit service allows financial institutions and money service providers using ODL to borrow Ripple's native currency for a one-time fee via an approval system that will reportedly move faster than legacy financial options. In the Q3 report, Ripple says that they have received overwhelmingly positive feedback on the new service. On the flip side, Ripple also sold $81.39 million in XRP in the third quarter to support ODL. The line of credit service and key infrastructure partners, that's up from $32.55 million in sales in Q2, says the company. Last quarter, total XRP sales, net of purchases, were $35.84 million versus $32.55 the previous quarter. Ripple focused solely on its over-the-counter sales and leases as part of providing increased XRP liquidity to certain RippleNet ODL customers to improve their ODL experience, eliminating the need for pre-funding and enabling instant global payments. Similar to recent quarters, Ripple did not sell programmatically. So Ripple is continuing to deliver on their promise of supporting their customers with their ODL, with their line of service. Ripple is basically buying and selling XRP to help their clients. So I'm pretty sure we're going to continue to see them do this. I would like to, at some point, to see them, not selling as much XRP to do this, or buying more XRP than they sell. Because at some point, I think hodlers are just going to get really worn out if everything else is popping off and XRP is still just staying in these 20 cents. I feel as though a lot of people, I feel like their patience is just going to run thin, which obviously we know once people start really capitulating like that, we'll have whales come in, they'll buy up those cheap tokens. But yeah, guys, anyways, if for all you XRP holders, let me know, what do you think of this Q3 market report? What do you think of the situation? We also have economy minister says Brazil will have its own CBDC. Paulo Guedes said that the Brazilian real will have a digital counterpart, and also highlighted the autonomy of its central bank. So now we're seeing Brazil taking a look at having its own CBDC, or at least they say it will have its own CBDC. Very, very good stuff for today, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you drop it a like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you're notified every single time when we upload. Things are getting really interesting, guys. Not even just news, but in terms of just price action, we have Bitcoin sitting up at $15,400, higher than we've been in a long time. It feels really good. Again, I think we'll see the alts catch up, right? Ethereum's usually going to run first, and then you're going to have the rest of your large caps, your mid caps, your micro caps, and it cycles through basically like that. But yeah, guys, I think the alts will catch up. Everyone is becoming a Bitcoin maximalist right now, which we've seen before. We've seen this like 6 months ago, where everybody in the crypto space seemed to turn into a Bitcoin maximalist because Bitcoin was the only thing performing well, and then Bitcoin starts to retrace, alts start going up, and then it's just people capitulating and selling their coins at the right time. One of the things that that I've realized in this market that has really helped me in terms of buying at the right times and actually making money in this market is you want to be in these coins before everybody else does, right? Right now, where altcoins are bleeding, they're doing nothing. You have dumb money selling their alts and becoming Bitcoin maximalists, where right now smart money is buying the cheapest alts out there, right? The ones that people are capitulating out of. Big money is taking their Bitcoin and they are converting that into altcoins, while other people, the dumb money, is selling their altcoins at the low and converting it to Bitcoin at the high. So you can kind of see this smart money, dumb money dynamic and how it kind of comes into play. But anyways, guys, long term, everything is still looking great. We'll pull up a chart tomorrow. We'll look at that. Make sure you guys go ahead and grab yourself a ledger. Again, I think you need a ledger if you have more than $500 in cryptocurrency. I would say that if you don't have $500 at least in cryptocurrency yet, then I wouldn't even worry about it, right? It's just stack your crypto for now. But once you do, really consider storing it on a safe place. I use Ledger. I have no problems with them. I know a lot of people have no problems with them. And again, if you think your cryptocurrency is going to be worth a lot of money one day, then treat it as such and protect it now. It's also much easier to sleep at night. With that said, again, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like button, and I'll see you all on the next one. Have a great day, everybody.